Broskies. You are genuinely missing out on these top Yu-Gi-Oh strategies from this weekend. They are incredible. Genuinely, it's like, don't let the beginning of the format ruin the rest of your format.
Ain't that right, Saber? Ain't that right? You such a good girl. You helped me figure out the best deck in Yu-Gi-Oh. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Mama. You helped me figure out the best deck in Yu-Gi-Oh.
What's going on with ya, big dog? And it is an amazing Update Monday. I hope that your day is going phenomenal, but if it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. We are almost going on to 2 years of kicking rheumatoid arthritis' ass, and it's extremely cold out right now, but fortunately enough, I came prepared, just like how so many players came prepared for the Tier 0 format and Tournament, and were very successful. Now, you're probably wondering how I did at the event, and I will have a vlog about it coming out very soon, but to put it short, I had a ton of fun, but unfortunately, the top escapes your boy this time. I really gotta stop letting my animals pick my decks, like, man, but hey, it was fun. So the Las Vegas Regionals, my guy, it was roughly 150 players, but make no mistake, these are some of the toughest players coming from all over Utah, of course, Nevada, California, and all states alike. There were some really good players, and I have to say, from top to bottom, there really wasn't any time where you thought it was an easy win. Every single game was hard fought, and there were so many different competitive strategies. As I was going through and looking over the top tables, which your boy happened to be a part of it a couple of times, but things happen. Look, man, you don't question your dad when he went out for milk. Why are you questioning me? You would think that at any given event, tier limits would completely dominate, but that's not exactly what I've seen happen. Now, I'm going to talk about some other obscure decks that you are going to be excited about, as well as giving some deck lists of those particular topping decks. But I think that there's a lot that we can learn from the Sprite matchup, as it actually just so happened to have taken first at the entire event. The myth, the legend, my man, a very good friend of mine, Austin Anthony, got first placed overall with Sprite Bistio. It is amazing to see this player's growth. I mean, seriously. To be honest, when you think about it, we have a local shop called the People's Card Shop, which every single time a new set comes out, they run a case tournament and players come all across to be able to play in that tournament, and he's won and topped a few, so it kind of doesn't really surprise me. I think that even if you don't like Sprite, there's actually a lot of things that you can learn from Austin Anthony's Sprite Bistio list, mainly being a card that is really, really spicy in Skullmeister. Now, I talked about Skullmeister in my last hand trap tier list, and I said it was a very good card, and Austin is going to be able to reinforce that idea. The reason why it's so good is because it can negate tier limit monster effects during either player's turn, especially seeing that a lot of times they just need that one tier limit to be able to pop off. This card allows you to be able to activate it in your hand regardless of how many monsters are on the field, which can come up really good. It also stops those pesky card effects like Kelbeck, Keldo, Ajido, and what's the other one? God, what's that other one? The one with the little thing, the one to go Medora, that's exactly what it is, that one. Skullmeister having the versatility to be able to stop all of those card effects, something that the Bistios can't do, may be a blueprint for what you could use in your deck to be able to beat this cumbersome matchup. Not only did Austin complement his Skullmeisters with a couple of other hand interruptions, there was actually a lot of players playing hand traps. Ash Blossom, Infinite Impermanence, Effect Veiler were some of the most popular ones that I've seen throughout the top tables. I even got caught with a couple of hand traps, and I did not see them coming. My guy, Ash Blossom hits way different when you do not see it coming and you don't expect it. You be like, huh? My guy, I have not seen an Ash Blossom in like 2 months. I was like, yo, the feet. And that's something that my boy George took advantage of, as he got 9th place with Scareclaw, and I'm telling you, Scareclaw is an incredible Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Ironically, it's actually the same deck that I piloted, and we have a lot of the same sentiments. The Sprite matchup is really easy because we can summon monsters consistently that are bigger than theirs, which they will struggle with. In the tier limit matchup, I mean, it's alright. As long as we go second, we could potentially OTK them, as what's really weird about tier limits is that yes, it does have disruptions, but typically the Scareclaw deck can play enough interactions to be able to play through the disruptions and go for game. George's take on Scareclaw actually led me to modify my deck that I used at the event, and I'm doing extremely well with it. I actually went undefeated at another event following after this regional, and it was pretty fun. Another thing that I want to point out just overall is that the adventure engine is actually really good against a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh strategies. It forces them to use cards to be able to stop the adventure engine, which allows you to just play normal Yu-Gi-Oh if you are playing a deck that doesn't need a normal summoned monster effect, or it just allows you to completely out your opponent's board, which is always good for you, right? Congratulations to my boy George on his 9th place with the Scareclaw, a deck that he barely knew how to play, but there's actually even more spice in this video. It gets spicier the deeper you're going to get into it. Now, you probably wouldn't believe it if I say it, but Orcus actually topped a regional. I know, crazy to even think about it. Orcus regional top? Oh my god, like what are we doing here? I can already see Top Deck TJ blowing up my phone trying to get the connect so he can learn more about it, but Orcus did get 16th place at the regional, and this one is actually really incredible. John Leong's 16th place Orcus deck was pretty good. Not only did it utilize powerful hand traps that not a lot of players were expecting, like Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion, Infinite Impermanence to name a few, his particular Orcus deck can actually put up so many disruptions, it's insane. He sent me a couple of pictures of these particular interruptions and I'm like, how are we doing this? What's really crazy is that if that video with TJ did well, I might have actually got an in-depth profile. Let me know if that's something that you want to see, as I'm still leaving that avenue open. But anyways, John's teched out Orcus deck is actually really good. Orcus Crescendo is an insanely powerful card that not only can negate a spell trap or monster effect, it can banish it, which was really disruptive for tier limit players being able to stop some of their critical cards, as well as getting rid of the threat, something that decks can't do, as well as being a searchable card through Galtea. What I think a lot of players have missed is that they got so much tunnel vision of just focusing on all of the great aspects that tier limit have, they forgot about a lot of other strategies as having their own things that make them work and can pair well against the tier limit strategy. Take, for example, my man, another one of my favorite players in Yu-Gi-Oh, Tamir Brown's Labyrinth Mommy deck. Bro, I gotta get him a shirt. You think? I don't think he'd wear this shirt. He doesn't seem like a part of the Mommy Milkers gang, but he might. Tamir's 24th pace Labyrinth deck is actually a lot different from normal Labyrinth decks, as my man has been playing Burning Abyss since Burning Abyss came out, and he has not given up on the deck. In this particular build, he takes full advantage of cards like Skarm being able to get him Chandelier, and Chandelier can get him Welcome Labyrinth and other things. And what a lot of people don't respect about this trap deck is that those trap cards can actually be spell cards with the right hand, and can be searched through Lady Labyrinth as well as reset to a side of the field with Labyrinth Lady of the Silver Castle. That means some of the most powerful trap cards in the game, like Eradicator Epidemic Virus for spells or trap cards, or Deck Devastation Virus against decks like Sprite, as well as Metaverse being able to activate cards like Necro Valley against tier limit, are all at your arsenal. But seeing at the core base is that this is still a Burning Abyss type deck, him being able to link climb into monster negations like Appaloosa and still play on the offensive is what really gives this particular build the variation to be able to go aggro or play really defensive with his trap cards. Oh, and while we're here, I don't want to talk just about Vegas. My man TJ actually just found a Plunder Patrol list that got first. Plunder Patrol's getting first? I thought this was a tier 0 format. Following the exact same principles that we've seen so many times, hand traps ridiculously underrated. The Faithful Adventure engine is actually amazing right now. And Plunder Patrol naturally has a great matchup because there are so many light and dark Yu-Gi-Oh cards being played right now. It can summon some of his most powerful monsters with ease. Really had to give it to everyone that came up and showed out. You guys were nothing less of amazing. Every person that I had an interaction with at the event was perfecto. And it will easily go down as one of the most fiercest, competitive, but favorite events that I've ever attended.